Hey everyone, it's Anolin again. Take you on another little adventure here in Minecraft. So, I think today I want to leave this cave and fly around and maybe find a little village. Alright, let's see. I love the little villages, seeing the little villagers walk around. Let's see if I can find a way out of the cave. I usually try to make my home near the villagers. Let's see. I'm kind of stuck in here, I guess. So I hope everyone's day is going well. I just got off work a little bit ago and decided to pop on here and talk to everybody. I really don't have too much of a topic to talk about today, so I'm just gonna, I guess, just talk about whatever comes up. I think I'll tell you a little bit about my background and why I'm doing what I'm doing. In 2019, I had what you would call a very rapid, very intense spiritual awakening, for lack of a better understanding or term for it. And I have never been religious. I've never really been very spiritual. I've always been very empathetic. Energy, especially with energy, feeling other people's energy, things like that. And I guess I could say I was kind of spiritually awake maybe my whole life. I don't know. I used to talk about big topics when I was a little girl. Things like, you know, who's God? Where did God come from? Who made this? Who made God? Who made everything? Where did God start? Just big questions. And then, as we go through our younger years, at least me, I tended to seek acceptance, love, I guess just in general happiness from outside of myself. That led to a lot of kind of codependency, unhealthy relationships. It was just a repetitive cycle. I lost my mom when I was a young girl, and at the time didn't have my dad in my life, so my sister pretty much raised me. And her husband was my dad. And I felt after my mom died, I just thought, if I am myself, then I wouldn't be loved because they didn't know me like my mom did and didn't love me. So I kind of gave myself up at that point. I remember even thinking in the car that I couldn't be myself anymore. And it was really sad because I think at that moment I denied myself. Um, I denied knowing myself. I denied loving myself. Um, and I paid a heavy price for that, you know, for years. And even to this day, I often feel I don't know myself um, like I should. Know my wants and desires, and that's not just me losing my mom, and I'm sure there are many people who end up doing that. And what a tragic thing, you know. Um, that's what the spiritual community calls um, kind of losing your inner child, you know. I didn't embrace my inner child and um, nurture her and allow her to grow in a healthy way. So anyway, um, and I ended up in a depression and all kinds of medication, and in my 20s, I came onto this movie, and this movie was called What the Bleep Do We Know? And that movie basically changed my life. It made me look at myself in a completely different way. Uh, it really made me see how I am in control of everything that happens in my life. That, you know, my perceptions of reality really change everything, change opportunities that are afforded to me. Um, Even things that you're aware of change based on your perception of your reality. And it also showed how we become kind of addicted to certain patterns and ways of thinking, which then brings repetitiveness in our life. And for the longest time, I was saying my religion was energy. After that movie, they talk a lot about quantum theory and stuff like that. And I just kept saying, everything is energy, everything is energy. My religion is energy, and everything is a part of everything. And um, but it's true, after I watched that movie, I was able to pull myself out of depression, just by catching my repetitive thoughts and changing them. And it's really hard work. I mean, to be monitoring your thoughts constantly and changing those patterns. Um, it's like working out a muscle in your brain to kind of rewire everything. But definitely worth it. Um, so then following that, I ended up having this pretty rapid, very intense spiritual awakening in 2019, where I had an experience of um, basically unification with my higher self. And um, it just opened me up to a whole new level of understanding um, how we are all connected. That if I work on myself, I am essentially helping everyone else. And I can just only hope that everyone comes into this understanding. But I think as I continue to work on myself, I will see that happening more and more with other people. So, the reason I came here is because I'm doing these videos because I don't really fit in any group. Um, I tried the New Agey groups and the spiritual groups, the um, ex-religious groups, that have found that God is within and spirituality. And a lot of them are, very helpful for people who haven't really woken up to who they are yet, or are stuck in dogma and need assistance, um, getting out of that. And many of them, I think just really like to share all of their visions and their intuitive gifts, um, and that's great. I think for me, what I really was looking for in any of these groups was my tribe, my people, you know. And I'm just super down to earth, and I don't, I have visions and I have intuition, and I just, I share it sometimes. Um, but I also realized that so doesn't everybody else. Everybody else is beautiful and special, and, you know, I really just want family. I want people who understand me, and who I, understand and can communicate with. And for me, that's just your average person that wears their heart on their sleeve, is completely open and transparent and honest. I am a little good and a little bad, and, I'm not perfect. I'm not vegan. I'm not all these different things. I'm completely, live and let live. Um, for me, it's all about intention. You know, I don't intend bad for anyone. I don't ever intend to hurt anyone with my words or my actions. We all stumble, we all make silly mistakes. It was funny because I was listening to someone, and they were talking about, like, we'd be in such a better place if we could just help the people who have bad intention, because, the rest of us are constantly bumbling anyway. Like, could you imagine, if we could just at least, fix our intentions? How much of a difference that would make in the world. Um, we could only hope, right? That would be amazing. Anyway, but yeah, so anyway, that's really why I'm making the videos. I just want to meet my people, my tribe, um, the live and let love crowd, love everybody and love our differences, and, you know, um, because, and I'm thinking of some other things to start building on too, not here in Minecraft, but in the world, because even in the spiritual communities, it's a lot about, well, it's difficult to even have a friend there, that um, doesn't charge. I because I don't want healing and I don't want, but you can't really, because people are wanting these things so much, you can't really even talk to anyone without them thinking you want something from them. So, and I don't blame them because a lot of people are scrambling to be healed right now in different ways. And the really sad thing to me about that too is that we have the power within, you know, um, this awakening I had in 2019. It doesn't happen for people unless they've gone through a lot of healing. And, I heard about chakras, heard about aligning chakras, that kind of thing, my energy centers, and I had a really basic understanding and knowledge, but I think what I can say, the biggest thing about it is I just trusted myself. I had complete faith in myself that everything that I was being shown in my so-called imagination was exactly what I needed. So I balanced my own chakras by feeling them, by visualizing them, by spinning them, by having fun with them. Um, and then I had this amazing awakening experience. But then that came with a lot. This is a very, very long story. But anyway, not to say what that did is then come with a whole nother can of worms. I would say a Pandora's box full of everything else that I need healing. So, I had this pinnacle. It felt like magic for a few weeks. And then I had another big plunge that I'm still trying to crawl out of now. But I think what it really is about now is making the choice. Now I'm fully awake. I'm fully making choices. I'm basically understanding that I know nothing, you know. Um, I know nothing. I I listen to all of this spiritual um, stuff, Neville Goddard and um, even Albert Einstein and just channeled messages, the Bible, Torah, you know, all of these different sources of wisdom and information, and it just keeps circling back around for me. And what it's actually telling me is it's all in me. It's all inside my heart. There is no need for me to be doing any of that because now I'm awake. A lot of that is needed to help trigger people's memory, to wake up to who they truly are. They're creative, they're loving God selves, you know. And once you're awake to that, what it becomes is choice. Um, so I have the choice to make the changes necessary to get myself back on track and back to that ecstatic, awakened, fully unified state that I was in 2019. But what 2019 did was bust energy through my chakras and stir up all of, the healing that I still need to do. And it's just about, once and for all making that choice and doing the hard work again after I had already done it over and over, only again doing it from a conscious state, which is where I'm at now. And so I am bringing you all on that journey with me as I get back to that state consciously and in love and in understanding that all you need is you. You know, I cannot offer you any wisdom other than the fact that you have it all. You have it all within you. I can give you tools for how I overcame aspects of myself that were unfavorable to my higher self. Um, you know, things like depression, things like jealousy. I am an Aries with a Leo moon, and I came in here, man, raring, and I overcame jealousy, really, really, really severe jealousy, um, with partners and such. And so I can definitely help with that. Things like that. The spiritual side of it, your higher self leads you to certain information that helps you change your perspective on different things. Um, but ultimately, it's not going to be any group. It's not going to be any person. What it's going to be is you trusting yourself, looking at yourself, understanding and picking apart the things that are not truth. So, if you just set a few simple rules for yourself about truth, and especially in understanding your truth, um, that's where you can begin. For me, truth is nothing that separates people is truth to me. So if somebody is judging another, that's not truth to me. If if somebody is saying we should treat certain people differently than other people, that is not truth to me. Because truth to me is that we are all one. Truth to me is to treat others as you would want to be treated. It's very simple, what I've set out as my rules for truth. And ultimately, truth is what you feel it is in your heart. And we all need to start to come into understanding truth, because there's so much of what people say is truth out there. And are you going to let people dictate to you what truth is, or are you going to follow your own truth? What you know in your heart is right. That's where I'm at. And I truly, truly, truly hope to find others out there who know their truth, who really, when they say the Creator knows your heart, really all they want in their heart is peace. Thanks, guys. I will be back with another episode soon.